Okay, good. Okay, in that case, I guess we can start now.
Okay, good.
Okay, so today we're gonna have a lecture, and this is a topic you are interested. It is actually about sentence evasion to Hoshi, and we know that this variation. First, we have seen that from AlphaGo, and recently there are also some pros who have tried in their games. Yeah, the topic here is, let's say you have chosen is how pros use the sentence evasion differently after AlphaGo innovations. Well, I'd rather say here, if you don't mind, actually, I changed the topic slightly. We are gonna study about the sentence evasion to take it together. And that is mainly because, as my best knowledge so far, after studying the pro games, the related pro games, the pros are studying that too. And some of the variations, I would say, even the pros do not really understand it yet. However, it is one thing that is true. I want to first tell one statistics. I believe some of you probably have already read, let's say, at least some of those AlphaGo against AlphaGo games, right? Have any one of you read it?
Let's say at least some of those AlphaGo games, right? Have any one of you read it?
Yeah, okay. I believe you have read, yes, some of AlphaGo against AlphaGo games. I have briefly read them all, and I have to say, to read them is not easy because sometimes during my reading them, I feel headache because there's too much I don't understand. I have talked to Auntie about those AlphaGo games, and Auntie said around 25% of the moves are new and he doesn't understand. To me, I would say it's more. So I had enormous headache when reading it. But there's one thing I want to tell. No, I didn't mean Alpha mirror game. I'm just saying AlphaGo against the AlphaGo game. Yeah, okay, but doesn't matter. Among those 50 games, if I make it right, because I might actually miscount one game, but there are 27 out of 50 games. Hoshi and then sentence evasion variation has happened, and there's far less. It didn't really disappear, but it is far less, let's say, variations. The Hoshi happens and the normal approach, let's say we have been playing for decades, has happened. Yeah, let's say it is far more often, let's say, sentence evasion that happened. I guess from now on, we're gonna take this as a new joseki to study. Yeah, and so this is basically what I want to tell for today. And I will basically introduce all the variations that has happened in those AlphaGo against AlphaGo games, and also the variations that has happened recently in pro games after those AlphaGo against AlphaGo games are released. But there's one thing I want to tell. First, I remember a few days ago when I was here, let's say on KGS, and people are actually talking about AlphaGo. And if you say, to study them, is that practical? Well, depends on what you mean, practical. If you say, is that the case, I study those variations, I'm gonna win the game? No, you won't. Is that the case, I study those games that will gonna give me advantage? It could be, but please remember, it is in Fuseki. Yeah, you can see this is early game variation. The advantage can be limited. Yeah, so I want to first make sure you're gonna keep this in your mind. So you're gonna learn about those variations, but if you don't, or if you, for example, okay, I have learned about those variations, but in my game now, I happen to forget it. Well, okay, I'm gonna just play as my own understanding. Does it matter? It doesn't matter too much. But this will be a new joseki, and let's say gradually people will gonna find out more about this. And so, okay, today we're gonna go over about them together. Okay, so the first variation I want to talk about is this. Because, okay, this is the first variation, and this variation actually happened in AlphaGo against AlphaGo game the most. Traditionally, I believe to many of us, there's a misunderstanding. I remember many of my students has told me, hey, Jeff, here, I just want to take over the opponent Sansan, and after that, it will be my Sene, and then I'm going to Tanuki. and then I will occupy this spot, for example. Yeah, many of my students said that. I was very confused, and I asked them, how do you know your image Sansan and it will be your Sunny? Is that the case to many of you who believe I image Sansan, I will get a Sunny? Usually, all right. Well, when you have that in your mind, I know that basically it is actually from this very old variation, this one, right? So you believe, okay, I image Sansan, I will get Sunny, and then next move is still mine. And let's say before AlphaGo has played this, I have already criticized my students. Hey, think about it. You are the one who invaded the opponent's corner. You invaded, and basically the opponent will gonna, let's say, press you or attack you more or less. How can you possibly decide? I'm the invader, and after I invade, I will get Sunny. That's not logical. Because you are actually the one that is at a relatively negative position in, yeah, let's say in this corner after you make the invasion, because your opponent locally has more moves. He has occupied the corner first, and then he has, let's say, he always has one more move than you do. So in this corner, who will gonna get Sunny? Let's say the invader cannot possibly decide it. It is in general up to the opponent. I hope that's clear. So let's say in your, for example, in your game, you say, well, I invade the corner, I did get Sunny. That is because either your opponent believe he said got it is fine, or he didn't really realize. In any case, it relies on the opponent's cooperation. I first want to make this thing absolutely clear. I hope you understand me. Exactly. Yeah, so here, yeah, let's say AlphaGo already showed us, yeah, this is the most common variation, let's say, from AlphaGo against AlphaGo game. So like this, and then Black Tanuki. Yeah, this happened, I would say at least you can see, you can find like 10 games this variation happened. And then Black Tanuki. Of course, yeah, Black Tanuki, while will also temporarily Tanuki, and in the future, who will gonna continue in this corner? Yeah, let's say, it can go either way. But yeah, at this moment, Black and Tanuki. So here, this is an example. Let's say, while we're gonna invade Black corner, and at the end, Black gets Sunny. This will be the example. And after that, from AlphaGo and against AlphaGo games, we're gonna see the following variations. Yeah. So the first one is clearly just this one, and then yeah, just the Nobi and Nobi. This can also happen in a similar variation can also happen like this. So if Black Honey, Nobi, and yeah, so like this, yeah, so White might actually even push again and Black Nobi. So they are similar variations. So in those variations, you can see here, there is a cutting point. And we know that AlphaGo is very strong. And when we say we're going to study pro games, the pros are maybe not as strong as AlphaGo, but definitely far stronger than every single one of us. So when we talk about the pro games, let's say pro are actually discussing about some very small difference. Yeah, their competition is on, let's say, among those small difference, who can actually get slightly more. And that we're going to decide the winner. Maybe, yeah, in our game, it can easily be, well, okay, here I mess up, and then I lost that group, I died, I lost the game. Yeah, it can easily be like that, but to pros, normally it is something very marginal. So for example, this kind of cutting point. This kind of cutting point, obviously we can see that White cannot cut there. Yeah, let's say we don't need ladder, it can be net. The thing, however, is here, I'm not sure, has anyone of you have ever learned about the term called minus value? Minus value. or do you want me to type? I will type here maybe. Okay, so some of you at least know something. Haven't heard about it, okay? Okay, in that case, okay, to those who has never heard about that, I will first give an analogy from real life. I want you to, I'm not sure where you are living at, I'm basically now looking at my own room around. I want you to also look around of your own room. Can you find something in your room that you want to invite them out? Can you find anything in your room for now that you want to invite them out? You don't want them to be in your room. Any? There is, okay? For example, like, yeah, my best guess, trash. Ah, okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, that could be actually, yeah, my desk is similar, doesn't matter. Yeah, so, okay. In our rooms, let's say there can easily be something we want to invite them, invite out, for example, trash. But the far majority in our room, we want to keep it because that actually, for example, something we're gonna make our life better. For example, I have some chips in front of me. Right after this lecture, I'm gonna eat some chips. I like chips. And here I have some water in front of me. Later, yeah, in the middle of the lecture, when I ask you some questions, I'm gonna drink some water. Yeah, that will gonna, let's say, make my life better. But those trash in my rooms, yeah, that occupies the space, and yeah, I don't really need them. And if I keep them here for long, that can also affect my life. Let's say towards a negative way. Okay, that is the case in real life. I want to tell you that is also the case on the Go board. Yeah, let's say, what is the plus value on the Go board? Simple. Everything that will gonna give you point or potentially give you points. I guess we can name some, right? For example, let's say top right corner, this white, I got some solid territory. That's my points. Okay, this black, this is some outside influence. This kind of influence can potentially help me to get some points. They are plus because they can potentially give you points. So what is minus value? Minus value is simply something that will gonna take points away from your pocket. So what are they? Can you name something? Let's say in Go, that is minus. That will gonna potentially take away points from yours. Cutting points, yes. Weak shape, yes. Weak groups, okay. Basically, we get everything, yes. So those are the things. If you have them, potentially you're gonna lose something. Yeah. So those are the things. If you have them, basically you need to count. Okay, the opponent actually have something here. If you are objective, okay. And the two top players. Normally, what is going on? For example, this kind of cutting point. Let's say black player, yeah. So this kind of cutting point, it exists, but this kind of cutting point doesn't work for white to cut. Okay, and so many, yeah. Let's say I have seen actually in some pro games, for example, here, white peep. Yeah, white peep here, and white expect the black to connect, and then he has earned something out from that cutting point because that outside stone at 0.15, it may help for the outside. For example, if there will be a conflict, Or if white we're gonna make something into the center, it could help. So white has what we called white has cashed out from this cutting point. I guess this is understandable. It's very small, but then white get to cash out. But among pro games, this will be actually, let's say, a point for fighting. Because when white say, I want to cash out, black may easily say, no, I'm not going to connect. There you cut. You cut me off, then we fight. So, in other words, here, there is something that is a very small minus value, and the pro players will going to fight on it. And in other words, black or white, small money, and the black say, no, I don't owe you anything. I refuse to pay. This is basically in pro game what they are fighting for, and basically where you may say, why here it comes to such a fight? It doesn't make any sense. Well, it does. It is because of this. Yeah, so this variation and the other variation I have showed earlier. You can see, so in both variations, there's cutting points. So those kind of cutting point, let's say in the future, you're gonna see a lot of games that, okay, later, white come here to peep. Yeah, if here, black outside is flawless, and white only get this corner, we probably should reach a conclusion. This corner prefers black. So in other words here, okay, this is actually what I want to actually suggest to many of us. AlphaGo actually play a lot of center invasion, okay, and center invasion is actually also played in many pro games. But okay, just this one variation. I hope you notice. In order to keep the balance, it's not easy. I remember back to a few weeks ago in European Go Federation website. One of my friend, he's European 6.2, and he has written an article about center invasion in pro games, and he was very excited. He was very excited when he read those pro games, and I think he has told us something like, well, in the future, I dare not play Hoshi anymore. Why? I play Hoshi, the opponent invade Sansan, he take over the corner, my outside will be attacked. Because that's what basically what happened in AlphaGo game against the human, or let's say those master games, if you still have some memory about it. I want to say that is what happened in those games. However, to really make that happen is extremely difficult. As you can see here, we just talk about this cutting point. How to cash out is not easy. AlphaGo can actually keep the balance and gradually approach to that spot and then force that to happen, because AlphaGo can sense a perfect balance. We already know that. Can we? So I'm just saying here, yeah, this is actually my first warning when we learn this Joseki. If you don't know how to use it properly, you'd better not just imitate, because that will actually put you into a negative position. I hope that's clear. All right, good. Okay. There was some pro game. Okay. Also, I am talking about this specific one. At least, yeah, for now, I'm talking about this specific one, this certain invasion. Of course, well, let's say you learn any Joseki in general, you'd better understand it. Yeah, so let's say, for example, AlphaGo has actually played his games, and he gradually approached to that cutting point, and then he actually get the peep and get to gradually attack that black group. He makes that happen. But we know that at least so far that is the case. AlphaGo is unable to speak. He cannot really explain about his point. So there's nobody so far who has actually told us after this, how do we gradually approach to that in different kind of situation and make that happen, and so we can attack it. Nobody. Yeah, so until some pros, for example, write a book and explain this, well, you'd better be careful if you want to play, let's say, this Joseki. And I would say that is actually the case probably for any other Joseki. You'd better understand it. Okay. And yeah, okay, no problem. There's another reason here. This is actually a variation has happened in many AlphaGo against AlphaGo game. In one of the AlphaGo against AlphaGo game, it actually also revealed to us about what can be the story in the future in this corner. And that is, yeah, later, yeah, so this corner is just a play like this, and then black play elsewhere. In the future, black honey, white block here, and a black cut. Okay, so here I believe you can see if white there, Atari at I16, what will be the consequence? Can you see what will be the consequence if white Atari at I16? Yes, and what will be the consequence? So, yes. Okay, I guess I'd better show it then. So basically, okay, of course here, let's say black could, yeah, actually extend one more. Squeeze it all the way. And then those two stones are captured. Of course, white group is not dead, but actually it depends on the red side circumstances. If black has actually, for example, a stone at R13, this white group can die. Or let's say if if red side is not black territory, white will not gonna die. But this is a variation actually, white will gonna lose heavily. Yeah, so this is something what will gonna happen in this corner. And so here, yeah, if this happens, normally we say white they are not cut. So white can only attack from here, and then black attack this one, capture and Atari. So there's still such a user code existing. And what does this user code mean? Yeah, so it means if white is forced to actually go back here, black tiger, and on the top side, it could be, I'm saying there is such a possibility. Yeah, let's say we don't know what may happen actually on the top side in the future. It could be black is able to actually honey here, and then white can only descend like this to live. It is very small. That will be the consequence in case if white loses the goal and if white is forced to connect. So in this corner, there's still such a story. And I guess it is not difficult to see white cannot do like this, because like this, black Atari here, this is also a call. But this will be a call about life and death, and white dare not do it. Okay, this variation has happened in one of AlphaGo against AlphaGo game. You can probably check out later. Yeah, so yeah, it's actually this code. So in other words, this corner after black Nobi, that corner, white is alive, yes, but that white corner can be rather small. And so black outside can be relatively strong, actually, if we take this variation, yeah, let's say as our reference. Yeah, black outside actually has this tiger, there's an eye outside. Okay, but about this variation, I hope that's clear. No, or let's say, okay, let's look into this. Okay, but first, this is definitely not Sene. But if this happens, yeah, and here, if this happens, Atari from here, here black, well, yeah, if white cannot win the call and white connect this one, okay, there's no way for black to kill it, because here, if black want to kill, black has to do this, and white can cut this one. This is double call. I guess, yeah, I guess you can see this is double call, right? Yeah, so here, that M18 is definitely not sunny. And that honey, yeah, variation is just to explain why this corner can be rather small. Okay, yeah, I guess we're gonna proceed. So yeah, this is just the first variation. Okay, no problem. Yeah, this is just the first variation, and there's more variation. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, so of course there's also black double honey. This has also happened in AlphaGo against AlphaGo game. Yeah, if this happens, then of course Atari here and white Atari. And then there are two possibilities. So if black honey in the corner want to take over the corner, yeah, of course capture. And honey here, let's say in AlphaGo games, I have seen two variations. The first one is just a white jump here. And the second one is a white block, Atari connect like this. In both cases, however, yeah, including this one, white is actually aiming at the corner cut at S18. So yeah, this is also a possibility. So that it will be if black double honey. And this, I think, has happened something like 3 times. Okay, and a relatively more common variation, however, is after that, and then black honey from here. I think this variation happened in AlphaGo against KGS game 1. The very first, I think that was a white bottom right corner, and KGS as black has evaded in the very early game. Okay, and however, in AlphaGo against AlphaGo game, that variation he played against KGS has never happened. And normally what has happened is like this. And now black double honey. If white cut from here, black has 2 choices. The first choice is if black cut from here, then yeah, black white Atari. So to leave black some RD outside, then capture, push, just answer here, and then black ladder. And normally you can see this variation will be played if black has the ladder. The other possibility will be, yeah, okay, I should go back a little bit. So black honey, white honey, black double honey, and then when white cut here, if black thinks right side is still important and he want to keep the right side, and then white we're gonna cut from here. Atari, black capture, white capture. This is actually what happened in AlphaGo against AlphaGo game. So like this, the black keep the red side is relatively strong, but white leaves and also white get a penalty on the top. Okay, and in that game, KGS played against AlphaGo. Well, okay, here I switched the color. Oh yeah, because in that game actually KGS is black and he made the corner. So in that game he was black who made sunset. So here I use different color. But yeah, in that game, yeah, let's say KGS cut from here and capture, and then let's say AlphaGo Atari here, and that ladder works, and then white Tanuki or white play elsewhere, and then yeah, black item over here. I guess, yeah, if you have watched that AlphaGo against the KGS event, you'll probably still have some impression about this variation. Yeah, and this variation has also happened in one of the pro games. Yeah, in one of the pro games recently. I'm sorry, I lost my. However, I lost yeah, my note. I guess that is one of the recent IoT Cup game. One of the recent IoT Cup game, and what is KGS again, I think. Yeah, in pro game after AlphaGo, and yeah, as you know, there are actually limited pro games that are played after the AlphaGo event. So in the past week, there was 2 rounds of IoT Cup, and there was round 2 of Korean League, and there's also a couple of Chinese games, and of course Thursday is the Nihon King game day, and so there are many Japanese games played, but I only find one Japanese game. They have actually tried Southern Invasion. Yeah. Why is L14 good? Oh. Why is L14 good? Okay, this is something I have to say is rather difficult to explain. Let's say here, normally because here you can see in this shape, there's also a cut at R15. Normally, let's say as our impression, we're just gonna capture. We capture here, and so yeah, this thing is soft, and also this cutting point doesn't work completely. Yeah, normally we would gonna do like this. However, AlphaGo is the one who actually plays this one, so he is more emphasizing on the center. And to him, my best guess is, I have to say, my best guess is, R15 is only a marginal issue considered white corner is already alive. Thanks. Yeah, so it's KGS against Kang Dong-yun, and this variation basically happened again. I still remember about this variation. So this variation, I have to say, it has happened only between KGS and AlphaGo, and KGS against Kang Dong-yun twice. I have never seen that from AlphaGo against the AlphaGo game. And from some of the Chinese pro comment, they believe this variation definitely prefers black. And their reasoning is mainly like this. So the comparison is normally if this happens, sorry, let's say if this happens, yeah, so if like this, this is definitely a good variation to black. And because here black outside is very strong, and in that AlphaGo against the KGS game, the only difference compared to this is just here. This is a Panuki, and so black capture this stone is goten. Yeah, that is the only difference here. So many of the Chinese pro has actually explained about this variation, and so they believe this is a variation definitely prefers black. However, yeah, this actually, I mean, yeah, some of the Chinese pro commented like this, but we have seen KGS has used this twice, and we know KGS is actually the best player in the world. I suggest we wait for his conclusion. Okay, so yeah, this is about this variation. I hope that's clear. All right, okay, then we can move on to the next one. Okay, so here, yeah, basically we have just mentioned about here, both sides will Tanuki, and in case if black continues, we know that there's also possibilities. Let's say, yeah, because both sides will gonna Tanuki, in the future, there's also a possibility if white will gonna continue. And if white continues, in AlphaGo games, we normally see here, white attack this one, and a decent. This has happened just so many times. And I remember there's something very funny. That is, so yeah, if you imagine here, we have white corner, and black also in mid Sansan. Yeah, so here on the top right corner, white has made that choice, and right after white make that choice, black Atari, white connect, and black descent. So this is like a mirror facing to each other. Yeah, this has happened a few times in AlphaGo against AlphaGo game. So here, basically, in this variation, yeah, let's come back here. In this variation, white basically has taken away all black those threats towards the corner or the 440 moves around. I'm sorry. Okay, I just realized I missed one variation. Sorry. Yeah, in this variation, then earlier I have introduced about black honey from here, and so black take over the corner. In case if black emphasizes on the influence outside, black may also choose to attack from here, and then white capture. This was actually not a variation AlphaGo has invented. This is actually played. Let's say we human has already played this back to some decades ago. However, there's one difference. It is about black next move. If you check the Joseki dictionary in this corner, the Joseki dictionary always tell you black should Atari, and it is white who decide what he will gonna do next. And sometimes he connects the call, sometimes he fight for the call at L17, sometimes he Tanuki. But if you check AlphaGo against AlphaGo game, he stopped here. As black, he doesn't play the next Atari. Okay, yeah, sorry, I just noticed I missed this one variation, so yeah, I just want to add it up. Okay, yeah, and then let's come back here. So yeah, if white, yeah, let's say it is. Sorry, okay. Okay, okay, that's actually a good question. Is that painful to black? Okay, first, that is a question depends on the topside situation. If topside, for example, if white honey here, there, and white get to develop the topside, it could be, but then it depends on another factor. Because when you say white honey here isn't that painful to black, we also have to see how big black red side is. Because yeah, I may actually have a counter question. In case if black red side is pretty big, even black honey next at M15 pretty painful to white. I agree that tiger moth is a good shape, but you know what? Here, black that honey is also a good shape. So here, it depends on the top side status and the red side status. We cannot just make decision by how it look like. Yeah, that is actually the first. And the second, AlphaGo didn't play that M17 Atari. Once again, AlphaGo cannot really explain his reasoning to us, so we can only guess. My best guess is, if black Atari there, either he's afraid white will gonna counter Atari and that call he cannot win it, or he believes white will not gonna answer it. And then here, since the black red side is already pretty strong, that Atari as an add up to this strong shape will be relatively too slow. I guess that's understandable. Tim, yeah, Tim, mainly I'm answering your question. Hope you understand me. All right, okay, then I'm gonna move on. Okay, so here, yeah, we are still here. So this variation, basically, we're gonna take away all those, let's say, all those 40 moves, or all those 40 moves, center moves in this corner against the white shape become all strong, and also right side will be open. This is actually one of the most common variation in those AlphaGo against AlphaGo game. Okay, but this is a variation still relatively peaceful. Once again, here you can see there's a cutting point at 016. That means a potential conflict. So in some of the AlphaGo against the AlphaGo game, we can see here white cut. and then white push from the second line, and white now be here to fight. Okay, yeah, so yeah, if you check those AlphaGo against AlphaGo game, you will notice then black next move is actually to jump from here. And white normally plays the attachment. And then black honey and tiger. When white attack here, you can see this variation has happened twice. And in different games, the black answer is different. In one game, black honey at A, and then right after that, black played the ko at T16. The other game, black just extend at B. Yeah, that is actually in the game. Let's AlphaGo against AlphaGo. In one of the pro games recently, I'm sorry, yeah, in one of the AlphaGo against AlphaGo game, that was a relatively special circumstances. White not be here right away, and then black turn here, white honey to leave in the corner, and black answer. Yeah, that was a relatively special circumstances, but this has happened. In my memory, that relatively special circumstances is the top side doesn't value too much. Okay, so yeah, this variation has also happened. Let me see if I missed anything. Right, okay, and in one of the pro game, yeah, let's say in LD Cup, let's say that pro, he didn't really follow the AlphaGo line. Yeah, we know that AlphaGo plays this one, and in that pro game, yeah, in LD Cup, yeah, he played this one, and white didn't continue, and yeah, let's say white played elsewhere, and later black jump. I didn't see any comment about that pro game yet. However, if you look at this, yeah, this jump itself, I guess you can see that in the future, when white honey from here, it is at least difficult for black to honey because of the distance there, white can actually cut here right away. Yeah, this is actually the problem on this black shape. And my understanding is that is why here AlphaGo quickly played in the corner to exchange them first. Yeah, but that is my understanding. After all, this is a variation has happened in pro game, and we shouldn't easily say it is wrong. But this variation has happened in one of the pro game, just to say. Actually, if you ask me, my best guess is this black player probably he didn't really look into those AlphaGo game that much into detail, and so here this move at least he played as his own understanding. And if we look at this board situation and we play as our own understanding, yeah, let's say this move looks natural. And white player is probably the one who has looked into AlphaGo game, but let's say, yeah, AlphaGo game, black didn't answer here, and he may not know what exactly he should do, so he played Tanuki. This is my best guess. Yeah, although they are pro, as you can see, they imitated here, but they do not have the full knowledge, or they do not have the full understanding about those AlphaGo moves, just to say. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so basically, I would say they are all the variations, let's say, in this main variation as I find from the AlphaGo game and the pro game. And there's one thing I want to give a notice. Recently, no matter if it is in pro game or in AlphaGo game, this move that was traditionally seen as a Joseki move or a very common Joseki move has completely disappeared. Nobody plays this move anymore. Yeah, if people want to get that one, people normally kick here and honey. Okay, I hope that's clear. And if you ask me why this move has disappeared, my best guess is compared to your kick and honey, this left some uncertainty. For example, can black honey on either side? I mean, Of course, to honey at the P18 requires a lot of imagination. But I have to say, in my game, that has happened before. I mean, when I play my practicing game, for example, on Titanium, that has happened. And of course, yeah, there's a possibility if black honey there at the N18. Okay, but I hope that's clear, and so we can move on. Okay, and then yeah, the second common variation is here, black honey. And then, let's say this is actually the most common one, and this has also happened in the pro games too. And as I have explained earlier, this is actually similar to one of the corner variation I have showed earlier. And so in the future, there are two major discussion points. One is, can white actually squeeze the value out from the cutting point? And the second one, of course, is actually about there's the potentially black can actually thread white with this kind of code, and can black actually benefit from this code so to make white corner a lot smaller and also make his outside stronger. So those are the things that is undecided. And I believe you all probably have noticed in AlphaGo Joseki, he pushed one more. And he doesn't honey on the right side anymore. Yeah, in which the traditional Joseki, we honey there and give black a tiger shape there. That is mainly because AlphaGo believes, yeah, this I can understand, so I can explain. AlphaGo believes that honey will gonna narrow down the distance on the right side, and it make black influence a lot stronger. And also after black get that tiger shape, black will gonna be full of eye shapes. Then, let's say we can completely forget about to attack that wall. And we know that in AlphaGo game, for example, in this kind of situation, normally black, white we're gonna play a move here. And first, take away, let's say the power of that black influence that will gonna potentially function on the right side, and also white want to one step by another to approach there and eventually get the peep. Yeah, so this is the second reasoning why he wouldn't honey on the second one. Yeah, and because he wouldn't honey there on the second one, he must push one more. Yeah, so in order to keep white, keep white this group alive. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. This variation has happened in AlphaGo against AlphaGo game twice. However, I need to mention this has only happened in special circumstances. Okay, so here, yeah, in both AlphaGo against AlphaGo game, black double honey, and then white does this one just to get a penalty, and then black attack here. Okay, this is the Joseki we know, but this one is only considered as a special variation to AlphaGo. Because in both cases, in the other corner, this is actually the circumstances. So basically, then the penalty on the top side, although it's on the second line, I mean the penalty at 018, AlphaGo considered that one as something very powerful, and only if black already have a honey at F18, so top side doesn't really value much, then AlphaGo dare do this. And this is something probably very different from, let's say, our understanding in the past. Let's say before AlphaGo, top right corner is considered as a 50-50 Joseki, but to AlphaGo is not the case. If we say top side is not very interesting, yeah, for example, when top left corner is already like this, so top side is already not so interesting anymore. Then when the corner is normal, we say corner is bigger than the top side, if you understand my language. Yeah, all right. So here, yeah, you can see top side doesn't value too much. Corner is just normal. And then on the top right corner, it is possible we just take the corner and let white get the penalty on the top. And okay, just to make it absolutely clear, because you used the wording playable. Because here, question is playable for who? If you say, you take the criteria to top pro, let's say if I'm trying to explain for AlphaGo, and if I can give advice to the top professional players, I would recommend them not to play the top right corner variation when the top left area, let's say, if especially the standards of the top side is nothing special. But let's say to us, I actually want to say we can always try it out in our games. Because here I say, this is good, that is not good. Okay, everything I said here, please remember, to us, the difference is very small. Yeah, and you can see actually the two pros, can I get that peep in the earlier variation I have mentioned? That is actually a big difference to them. But to us, does it matter? Maybe, yeah, in your games, I can even imagine you are playing with your friend peep, you may actually take a stone, you directly connect just 1 second without thinking, right? Because it's not that important to us, but to pros, that is a big one. Okay, I believe you understand what I mean now to answer your question about playable. I guess it's all playable to us. All right. Okay, but here, yeah, let's say I have to try my best to, let's say, to explain as my best knowledge from those AlphaGo against AlphaGo game, from AlphaGo against KGS games, from the recent pro games, my understanding all those variations. Okay, I guess that is clear then. Okay. Yeah, so about if black honey, there are only those variations. Okay, and then we come to a third variation, that is if black nobby. Okay, traditionally this is also a variation, and we know that white can always, for example, just push at P17, and then we basically come back to, let's say, the first variation, if black came. And from AlphaGo against the AlphaGo game, however, somehow AlphaGo never did that. There are two other variations. The first variation is white came here. And then black normally play elsewhere, and yeah, it's always white get to play in this corner later in the game, and white get to play the cosmic. This is one simple variation. And we can easily imagine here, if black continue, probably black would actually kick here and to threat white. I'm gonna honey at I-17, so to take over the corner, and then very likely white we're gonna answer here, and then it is back to the variation we know. Okay, and there's the one last interesting variation. That is, however, white jump. This has happened in a couple of AlphaGo against AlphaGo game, and this has also happened in two of the recent pro games. And then the following variation is kind of interesting. White push, black push there, and then black push here first, then cut here, in order to eventually get this nose. Okay, and normally here, white turn there, so to prevent black to get the Atari, and then black Tanuki. So black get a very strong outside, and white take the corner and a very solid living. And this corner is flawless. And in one of the recent pro game, it is once again a relatively special circumstances. And in that game, white get to cut later. You will see. Okay, what is a special circumstances? So cut here, so to give black the Atari, and then black jump here. So this is a fight basically, and you can see this is relatively crazy. And I think this is the only AlphaGo game has happened in the past Thursday. The Japanese tournament game. I think this is Jordan final qualification. I'm sorry, I don't remember the player's name anymore. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, this is the only game has happened. Yeah, let's say in the recent Japanese game, and the third special circumstance is actually on the top left corner. White has a base in the corner, and white has a stone at f16. So basically, that is the reason white initially cut from here, and so white say I can fight on the top because I have another stone at f16 that can support me to fight. Yeah, so yeah, this is the most yeah, this is another most recent pro game, just one game so far. Okay, if I didn't miss anything, I'd say they are all the variations. Let's say about the Sun invasion I have seen from the recent AlphaGo against AlphaGo game, AlphaGo against KGS games, and the recent pro games. Let's say people play each other. Let's say, yeah, because that was just the past week, and there are limited number of pro games. However, as I have mentioned, so there are 27 out of 50 games that when black play Hoshi and Sun invasion happens. That actually tells us two things. First, Hoshi is playable. Otherwise, why AlphaGo played that many Hoshi in his games? There are 27 games that this variation happens. But in the rest 23 games, Hoshi has been played, just white didn't really get to invade sunset. Yeah, in a few games, I think white approached in the normal way. In a few other games, and because there was conflict happening in other corners first, and then this corner didn't really get to play, let's say, the normal variation at all. So first, Hoshi is definitely playable still. And second, instead of the normal approach, Sun evasion will gonna become a more popular Joseki, let's say, in this corner variation. And however, as I have a word to you earlier, here to grasp the balance is rather difficult. You can see in pro games, people is actually fighting for that kind of small difference. And that is also the case for AlphaGo. AlphaGo is very sharp. If you look at those AlphaGo games, you will notice that AlphaGo is very sharp on cash out those kind of relatively small minus value. He's very sharp on that. And so, yeah, if you want to become a good player, please remember in your games, please emphasize more and a lot more on minus value. Yeah, this is actually one of the things, let's say in Go, people kept neglecting. People always talk about what is more valuable, it's territory or influence. Then you basically only look at half of Go. The other half of Go is minus value, and here you can see in pro game, people is discussing about the small difference on minus value. Yes, however, we will only have 50 AlphaGo against AlphaGo games because I think DeepMind will not gonna reveal to us more. So we only have those 50 games as our resources to actually study about this. Yeah, I mean, those kind of Sun evasion variations or Sun evasion Joseki. For further, we have to see about how, let's say, how the pros will gonna explain about different moves. But I guess this lecture can probably be a basis for you to actually try it out in your own games. Please remember, I just want to emphasize again, earlier I have mentioned about this is good, that is not good, this is better, that is probably worse. I want to tell you, everything I have mentioned there, the difference is rather small. And yeah, I still remember earlier that a playable question. To you, they are all playable. Please try it out in your game. Do not be afraid, because those kind of better, worse. I want to tell you, if eventually you lost the game because in this one of this kind of corner variation, you get a relatively worse result. And that is the reason you lost the game. You should become pro. Or you should actually try to apply for pro or to challenge a top pro, I'm just saying. Because, yeah, let's say, I'm just saying, if you lose a game, this kind of corner variation shouldn't have been the reasoning. Unless you say, I play something wrong and my corner is dead. I hope they are all clear. Okay, Yeah, okay, I'm going to answer some questions because earlier I know that I have talked about it rather fast. And here there's already one. Can black cut right away in the jump variation? I'm sorry, which jump? So you are talking about this one, huh? Yes, okay, question, where to cut? If you cut from here, do you remember this is actually a variation I have talked about earlier? This is only used in a relatively special case. AlphaGo wouldn't actually use this variation in a normal variation. Okay, so yeah, you're right. Inside cut seems strong. And white would attire for sure. Like this, I hope you notice white corner is already alive, solid. In the future, your S17 is for sure solid. S16 is only a threat for this corner as a core, and it can easily be gotten. Okay, but that is about the corner. And here you yourself have a dilemma. Question is, will you ladder it? First, if you do not have the ladder, you can't even do it. Second, even if you have the ladder, it means the opponent gets to play actually 2 moves in a row at the bottom left corner. Is it really worth it? I believe my questions answered your question. I believe, but I'm not sure if I did. Did I? Ah, okay. Then once again, I encourage you to try it out in your game. And then you will actually see if it is worth it, or if you might actually notice that is actually my point. My point is that is actually a little bit too slow if you have to add another move to actually eventually capture that stone. But that is my point. You should try it out in your games. Yeah, and but my best guess is AlphaGo told us we cut neither. He has this variation has happened in 2 to 3 games. We should actually put here first, then cut, and then it eventually come to this variation. He didn't cut either for a reason. And my best guess is my point is probably closer to AlphaGo's point than yours, but that's my best guess, as I said. I'm not 100% sure about that, but you can try it in your games for sure. As I said, better, worse. The difference is relatively small. So just try it in your games. Okay, and anyone else has questions? I know that I have talked about it a bit too fast. In my memory, there is like, I can recall, let's say 1 to 2, yes, but I'm not sure if there's a lot. I can only recall 1 to 2. Yeah, but here, the order is definitely smart. So here, because he put here first, then when he cut, there's no way for white to actually attire from here anymore. So here, he has to connect. Yeah. Consider in addition to influence the territory. Okay. Earlier, actually, I have explained about this already. So basically, we say you can see, okay, territory and influence. Those are the things. Yeah, we call them plus value. And what is plus value? Plus value is actually something that either directly give you points or potentially we're gonna supply to you about points. And the minus value is basically something if you have them on the Go board, potentially you're gonna lose something out from it. So for example, I have a cutting point. Yeah, then potentially the opponent can probably, for example, think about let's say at some point maybe I can cut it off, and then let's say cut you into 2, and so to you will need to alert, maybe add a move so to defend it. So that's something minus to you. That is minus value, but that is cutting point. And then, for example, we have a 2 space jump in the center, and surrounding there are some the opponent's stones, and then we need to worry about, okay, what if the opponent cut me off? Maybe I need to add a move there, or the opponent will gonna cut me off, then I will lose some points. So that is minus. And then finally, I have a weak group, or maybe I have a couple of weak groups. The opponent attack it, and he will gonna get out from it. Okay, then that is, so I have a big group, that is my minus, that is minus value. And in Go, yeah, this is actually a usual mistake. We easily neglect minus value. We just say, okay, we want to win a game, we need to get more points. And so we just concentrate on points and neglect all those things minus, and eventually you lose a game and you feel bad. I'm working very hard to get points. Why? At the end, I lose again. I don't have enough points. Yeah, this is actually a similar case as in real life. If you just say, I'm going to work hard all the time, 24 hours per day, in order to earn money, will I eventually be rich? Well, probably not. Why? You neglected your health. You neglect your health. One day you get sick and you may actually lay down for a whole week or maybe 2 weeks that you cannot work. Then basically you are actually wasting of your time and you actually earn less. You may say that, but I wouldn't say that is actually an objective way to say that. I'd rather use plus value and minus value, and you need to watch out on both. And especially to our, let's say, to us, mainly players in Europe, in America, yeah, let's say, to us Western players, when we started learning Go, we learned, okay, Go is a game about who get more points, who wins. This is what we learned, and we easily emphasize too much on points. And that is why, let's say, in order to make a balance, I strongly recommend us in our games, we put more emphasis, put more concern about minus value. All the factors about minus value, yeah, and no matter how much you put emphasis on there, it may not be enough, because for now your goal can easily be more, or can easily be too much biased on, let's say, plus value. So this is my suggestion. I hope that's clear. Okay, no problem. Okay, I will probably take one last question, if there's any. Is there any? Well, all right. Okay, so if there's no more question, I guess that's everything for our this Sansan invasion Joseki today. Okay, and thanks for your attending and your concentration, and I hope to talk to you more in the next lecture, hopefully soon. Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, talk to you later then. See you.